anyone got a pen I could borrow?
Yes.
I haven't got a pen with me. Jesus Christ. Thank you so much. I've always had beautiful associations with this part of London and bookshops, not this one. Just down the road, there was the enemy cat charity bookshops, who you could genuinely upset by going in and saying, oh, I saw this book over the road, it was a little bit cheaper, and there would be seething rage, which was a great pastime of mine. So I'll try and extend that to a trifecta with this shop. The cat charity bookshops are very, very good. I'm a kind of a systemizer. I record everything that I do. Tonight, it would seem I don't have to do so because we have Stanley Kubrick over here doing it for me. Evening. And unfortunately, one of the side effects of being a systemizer is you know what you've done and how much you've done it. And poetry readings, when I first started about 10 years ago, I went gung-ho into them. And I was so nervous when I first started, and slowly over time that went away. And what ended up happening, especially in the last couple of years, is I became so profoundly bored of my own voice that I would have existential crises in the middle of reading and stop. So I don't really do poetry readings anymore. I try to come up with different ideas of things to do. And what I would like to do today, with the help of Martin over here, please come in, gentlemen. The more the merrier. I'm going to come around with my book. Now, another reason why I'm doing this really is the bookshop. It is like a quasi-religious celebration of the book as this almost biblical idea of integrity. And I'm going to ask you to rip a page out of it. And then I'm going to ask you to come to the front and stick it in this other book I've made and write your name next to it so we can make a kind of anthology of new poems. Would you mind? Just rip that puppy right out. Yeah, beautiful. And then glue it in. Good evening, madam.
Hello.
So you get to pick which one you stick in the book. Yeah, pick any.
Yeah.
Just tear it in half. Whatever you like.
The Robin. There you go, that's for me.
You don't have to. It's not necessary. We don't have time for everyone. Rip it.
Rip it.
Rip it in half. Yes.
Got it.
Beautiful. Please, to the front, to Pritt stick. Cardigan tells me that you're willing to do this.
I am. I am willing to do this. Can't read them all.
Go by titles, that's what everyone else does. Thank you so much. That is beautiful. Please glue the poem in and write your name next to it. Maybe cross out some lines, edit it for me. I need editorial help. Please. Thank you so much. Pick any. Rip in the middle. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Right.
To the back row.
He wants you to ask him.
Would you mind?
Would you mind?
Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. Pick any and just tear.
Great.
Beautiful. Would you mind going to the front and Pritt sticking it in? Maybe a bit of music just for the few minutes while people do it. Some hot chocolate. Oh, no.
Oh, now let's give you another page because it's quite a big one. Fantastic. Write your name on this side.
Okay, I reckon. Fine.
You do whatever you like.
With the remnants.
Thank you very much.
This is difficult.
To you.
Yeah, mine.
I'll go for a blank.
Yeah, I'm making a lot. Like this.
Wonderful. We've only got one left. Magnificent. That's all we need. So the only thing that's left for my little magic half is a title. Oh, please. So the first thing I would need is a profession. Any profession.
Bookseller.
Bookseller. And then a capital city of maybe Eastern Europe or the Middle East.
Budapest.
Okay, and an animal.
Koala.
Koala? Koala, pig? What do we think, koala or pig?
Armadillo.
Ah. The bookseller of Budapest who loved armadillos. The title of our new book. Be sure to be a bestseller, I'm quite sure. Perfect. That's all we need.
Put your name, please.
Great. The bookseller of Budapest who loved armadillos. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, SJ Fowler.
Ladies and gents, it's lovely to see you all. So I'm sure you probably came here to see me read from my award-winning collection, The Bookseller of Budapest Who Loved Armadillos, published by Favour and Favour. Of course, you know, won the Elliot and the Forward and the Carabao Prize for Poetry this year. So I'm just going to read a few poems from this acclaimed collection. This first poem is dedicated to a muse of mine, Valentine. Bears won't attack me. A friendly history of vegetarianism is that which lurks in the shadows. VVBT says bread is in the nose and throat. Beasts were tame when she said that. Tracing back the relationship between food and life, we see that it stems from a chemical reaction. Sunlight builds up complex compounds within plants, which can be used by animals when consumed and then stored by them, an energy to grow and breed. But that's not enough for you. To see it become a component of fertile soil, the metabolic process by which a living organism puts off the onset of decay. This is merely assimilating. From the Greek, meaning change or exchange, organisms consume food and exude waste. I think you can... Oh no, it's fine. Save the applause for the end. I'm sure you can all feel why that poem won all those awards. So, this poem is dedicated to a very dear friend of mine, who I'll simply refer to as Joe. The Robin Hood estate. 12 foxes thumping rechristened people. The Elizabethan underworld as a precursor to the furnished. In the year of the calm fox, girls. The heavyweight watch just to see the mechanics of victory, that is, as above, a precursor to a tradition changed into a cartoon. The furry, soon to be protected from insults or humour at their expense in law. And the drawn fox, the heavy hippo, the ambush, false witness, the poor translation. The blood pressure is going down. You can see it on the bicep cuff. Here's a correction. Your neighbour is ill. A shame about the lion. This is probably the most famous poem from the bookseller of Budapest who loved armadillos. It's called It's Only Fair, and it's dedicated to the one and only Anne. You know who you are. I maintain imbalances, though I may return balance to imbalance. I replaced bad for worse in an androcacy. I introduce sub-incision in which the passage is cut so the organ can be opened up long ways and pressed against the belly. I am adopted freely, so we might aggregate ourselves as a wisdom to our own free will. A Gilanic secret society is formed, which has no leader, or so Anne says. Thanks, Anne. Okay, and I'll finish with the one and only Cat Lovers Disco, which was inspired by, as you all know, Kate. This one's slightly interesting. Working with women admit to me they don't like women, uncomfortable. But the girl is not a standard, and bus driver, endlessly lapping suburbs, world, he's again, puddles. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.